Barbara Dickson, winner of the Surreal Status Pride of
Am I Pride of Scotland? Yeah, the oldest surviving female singer over the age of 95, and that's why they give me the prize. No, here I am, and it's lovely to be honoured in this way. I'm very, very honoured indeed to be here.
You've been recognised by many other people, but this surely is one of the biggest Scottish awards that you've maybe won.
Yes, it has. I once won a Daily Record Award in 1981 for Scot of the Year, which was fairly special. But I haven't had a particularly Scottish award since then. So that's a very long time ago, and I'm delighted to be here. I love Glasgow, love being in Scotland, and it's just great.
How often do you make it up?
I come a lot. I do a lot of work in Scotland. I'm endeavouring to come and live in Edinburgh, which is my dream. I want to come back. I used to live in Edinburgh years ago, so I want to come back and
what is
be
it about
more.
it?
Well, for a start, I came from Fife to Edinburgh, so it was a bit like going to London, you know.
Yes.
But I do love Edinburgh. My husband's fallen in love with it as well, and he isn't a Scotsman, he's English, and he just loves Edinburgh. So we've decided we want to move there.
Lovely.
And so you'll never get rid of me.
So you're coming home
all the
is
time.
Is this imminent in the next year?
Well, hopefully get a flat next year, at the beginning of the year, and with a view to coming up permanently.
That's really lovely. It's quite unusual for somebody to return to.
Well, I've wanted to return for about 10 years now, but my boys have been, my boys have been growing up, and they're still around, but they're kind of a bit more independent now, so that's a good time to go.
Now, obviously, the Tartan Clefs, Nordoff Robbins Music Therapy Trust. Have you actually witnessed this in action, what the kids benefit from?
Well, I know all about music therapy because I used to attend functions years ago when Nordoff Robbins first started doing music business functions in London. I was living in London at the time, so I was aware very much so of Nordoff Robbins, and I'm just delighted that they have so much success, and it's sort of broadened and widened now, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah.
It really does.
Massively,
yes, and it's actually gone into other areas. At one point, I think it was a little bit more sort of not restricted, but it dealt with sort of with children with particular difficulties, and now it's really expanded. So
I think even Edwin Collins has benefited from it as
Isn't
well.
it amazing?
So he's not a child, obviously.
No adults are benefiting from it. Well, it's the healing power of music.
And it really is. Do you think it's therapeutic to yourself?
Utterly. I think music transcends everything. It transcends language, it transcends a culture. It is the international language. It comes from inside us all. We all have the capacity to respond to music, even if people cannot perform or express themselves musically for the public. They can perform music for themselves. Look at choirs. People in choirs, people in drum groups. You know, it is very liberating, it's very emotional, and I think it's a great thing. Yeah.
Now, am I right in thinking, is it around 27 years that you've been in music, or longer?
No, much longer
than that. Tell me more.
I became professional in 1967, so it's about over 40 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, since I've been a professional musician. I turned pro, but I actually started to sing when I was a child, so I've always sung.
And you've never stopped. Can you tell me what you're up to at the moment?
Been at it. Well, I'm doing 3 shows in Scotland coming up. I'm doing one in Kinross next weekend, one in Haddington the weekend after, one in Paisley Abbey on the 7th of December. And then I'm going to be recording an album of songs of Jerry Rafferty for release next September, in time for my concert tour in Scotland. I'm at the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow on the 25th of October next year, and Edinburgh as well.
Is it not going on the road?
Oh yeah, but I do it. It's only once a year or once every 18 months or something, and it's just great. And I work with my band then, so I've got 5 people.
Now you're here this evening. Is there anybody in particular that you're looking forward to catching up with? I see that Bill Martin's here. We've got The View.
I'm getting my award from Eddie Reader, so I'm looking forward to seeing Eddie again and seeing other people performing. There's people performing that I haven't seen perform, and I will bump into people I've seen and known over the years, even although at the moment I'm not sure who they'll be. But Rab Noakes, who is my old friend, is coming to perform one of my songs with me, and he and I have just been working on a project. Do Right Woman. It's a song we used to sing years ago. We learned it Flying Burrito Brothers. It's a sort of American classic. So, and I'm going to sing Caravans as well, which on my own, which is one of my big hits from those years ago.
2 songs this evening, and are we going to after party? Are you going to hang around in Scotland for a couple more days afterwards?
Sadly, I've got to go back on the plane tomorrow, and I'm going to do another little bit of singing for Rab in the morning. But I won't be that late in bed. I'm not really a party animal these days. I mean, I do my best, but
rock and roll.
I'll stay as long as I can.